Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, it's time for your monthly astrological forecast for June 2022. And just a quick heads up, I am aware that we have Saturn and Neptune both going retrograde this month, but there's a lot to go over with those, and I feel that those are going to be better discussed in one of my long special videos, and so stay tuned, that will be coming here soon. Don't forget, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can simply follow the links in the down bar below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it, and of course engagement helps this channel out a lot. So what's going on when it comes to your month? Well, at the start of the month, we've got the Sun, bringing attention, enhancement, and support to your third house of communications, pacts, promises, and commitments, Gemini. And the Sun will be here through the 21st of the month. So when we have the Sun in our third house, it's time for helpful third parties, friends, allies, collaborators to hook us up. Because when we have the Sun in our third house, we are propagating our works. Our network is really going to work for us. And there is going to be a big focus on fast, heavy-duty forward progress, especially when it comes to all kinds of different assignments, different meetings and communications. If there's anything that you're trying to publicize or spread the word about, this is a great time for you. And anything that has been maybe sluggish over the course of the last few weeks, we're going to be coming out of Mercury retrograde at the very beginning of June as well. The Sun is also going to be working on moving that forward, clearing out any of the clutter. Attention enhancement and support is also going to show up in the form of contributions coming from your allies, coming from your crew. And so be prepared, as I said, for a lot of hookups coming from all kinds of helpful third parties going out of their way for you. After the 21st, we have the Sun moving on into Cancer, which is your fourth house of home and family, where the Sun will be going into July. With the Sun here, there is a transformation to the very atmosphere and environment that you call home. This is extremely positive, especially when it comes to your home economy, relationships with friends and family, as well as even close neighbors. And this is also a time where a lot of you are going to get a chance to maybe give a boost to some kind of aspiration or ambition you are likely to accomplish this year that you would like to pull forward or share with family when it comes to your living situation or anything that you are trying to get off the ground as far as a big household or family goal is concerned. This is also a time where you will be noticing a lot more comfort, a lot more creature comforts coming your way, and, just be ready to play with that a little bit, because the Sun is also going to be bringing in bonding opportunities and even pulling friends closer, right? Expanding your sense of chosen family throughout the course of this month, which makes sense with all of those helpful third parties stepping forward as we go through the beginning of June. We have Mars, your ruling planet, the planet of action, passion, energy, that obstacle-clearing driving force in your sign all month. This is a time for using that Mars energy to burst through any kind of barriers or do any kind of block busting that you need to, because that is what Mars is all about. And when we have Mars in our first house, this is always a time of getting the wild card blessings of that particular planet. With Mars in our sign, it's time to see what has been stuck, what has been allowed to hold space in our life, or maybe has remained too long, whether it's clearing unfinished old business or breaking a few glass ceilings, breaking barriers around yourself when it comes to maybe your earning power, your social recognition, bringing more spice, a little bit more action and energy into your love life. All month long, Mars is giving you every bit of support and every resource to make that happen. This is, however, going to be a time where you may notice conflicts with the external, with other people, especially when it comes to resistance to growth, resistance to progress, or maybe people trying to speak for your time, speak for your energy, trying to maybe hold or bogart your attention or your availability. Luckily with Mars, you have the chance, of course, and the power behind you to knock all of that off. What trends, what precedents, what agreements, or maybe arrangements socially, professionally, however it goes, needs to be cleared. How do we rewrite how people treat you? This is the time for that. We have Venus, the planet of favor, popularity, love, and affection in Taurus through the 22nd of the month. This is your second house of earned income, employment, your values, and your valuables. And when we have Venus in our second house, it is a time for easy money. This is a time where a lot of you are going to find that you are getting more money for doing less work, higher paying gigs, higher paying assignments, things that are really going to boost recognition of your talents, your skills, and abilities are all going to be quite abundant this month. And if you do want to go where the action is, or you are looking to curry more favor with maybe your clientele or your work environment as a whole, maybe get closer to more competitive opportunities when it comes to what comes from higher ups, what's going on in your field or in your industry, Venus is putting you right front and center. And you may also find that you are getting a lot of generous gifts from all over on and off the job this month in order to give you a much more comfortable and less laborious quality of life. After the 22nd of the month, we've got Venus moving into Gemini, your third house, right? Communications, pacts, promises, commitments, and helpful third parties through the duration of June. And with Venus in your third house, this is going to be a time where those hookups we talked about before are getting much more personal. Because with Venus in the third house, not only are we getting contributions from people like we saw with the sun, but we are also seeing matchmaking opportunities happen across the board, whatever kind of matchmaking you want to have. Now, this could be, of course, helpful third parties matching you up when it comes to maybe love or romance, or if you are looking to be set up or fixed up, this is going to be a time where you might want to be open to being put in the right place at the right time. However, this is also a time where, in a non-romantic sense, hookups and matchmaking also occur. Recruiters, or maybe even opportunities for you to get special meetings set up. There's also an opportunity with Venus in the third house for something to be carried by another person that could take it higher or take it farther than maybe you could have done all by yourself. A team is attracted around you with Venus in the third house. You may be finding that people are wanting to get a lot more involved or have developed a taste for something that you have been trying to develop, publicize, or put forward. Venus here is also going to have a lot of people getting involved in your life and in your space, working to gussy up, improve, or raise the value of a lot of your resources, a lot of your investments, and a lot of your personal projects. And because Venus is always working in our favor, I suggest that you do. Even if you've been keeping things super, super private, it may be cool to have a few more hands on deck, because Venus only brings compatible assistance our way. Make sure you will let yourself receive it. We have Mercury, the planet of communications, haste and speed, productivity, in Taurus through the 13th of the month, right? Mercury turns direct on the 3rd of June, and then, while direct in your second house of earned income and employment and values and valuables, we are speeding up the rate with which you are accruing wealth, speeding up the pace when it comes to your growth in your industry or in your field, speeding up maybe new job opportunities or the commencement with new professional paths that are going to be laid forward, and speeding up the payoff of a lot of situations that you have maybe already been enmeshed in or immersed in some way. With Mercury here, this is going to be a time where a lot of you are climbing the ladder very, very quickly, and you are also noticing that as you are raking in coin a lot more quickly, that this is going to be a get-ahead month for a lot of you, right? You might actually be exceeding a lot of your budget expectations even as we get through halfway through the month. After the 13th, we've got Mercury moving into Gemini, that third house of communications, and we'll be there, of course, going into July. And with Mercury in our third house, this is a time where we are speeding up the fruition or the completion of a lot of entanglements, a lot of collaborations, a lot of contracts, a lot of group activities that do need to be brought to a head, especially when it comes to maybe negotiations or old goals that have been maybe just left up in the air for far too long. Maybe they've been stuck in a bit of a hang time. What has been delayed, what has fallen behind. Mercury here is not only speeding up these processes and procedures for you, but also bringing in, yes, those helpful third parties, as well as new resources to force things that have been going slow or even digging in their heels to move the hell on and to move faster, because this is about getting current with where we should be, not only in this year, but also getting ahead of maybe a lot of hurdles or a lot of holdups or delays or procrastinations from the past. And this is not just for the second half of this month, this is also going into July. Finally, we've got to talk about our lunations for the month. We've got a full moon, which is all about culminations, transitions, and endings in Sagittarius on June 14th. And so this is your ninth house of higher education, government and legal proceedings, travel, as well as culture, your reach, right? Your ability to connect to even more people. It's a higher octave of the third house of communications. And with a full moon in the ninth house, this is a time where a lot of you Aries people are getting ready to, well, live it large, to hit it big, because there is something that is opening up the world to you, really getting you out of your bubble, whether it's a social bubble, professional bubble, academic bubble, cultural bubble. A lot of you may actually find that in the 2 weeks following June 14th, opportunities for travel are going to be abundant. We also have opportunities for you to propagate your name in a bigger way. You may be noticing that you are getting a lot more attention where you need the attention, what you want to bring awareness to. Something is getting popularized around you. And we're also seeing a clearing and a closing of a lot of contracts or a lot of commitments, or maybe even the elimination of some kind of binding agreement, ordinance, or judgment that was made in the past that does need to be completely dissolved and eliminated in order to free you up for a lot of these new goodies that are trying to pull you out of your bubble. So this is a road opening moon for a lot of you. Finally, we also have a new moon in Cancer on June 28th. Remember, a new moon is all about seed planting, new beginnings, and initiations. And this is falling in Cancer, your fourth house of home and family, the domicile, your home economy, and anything to do with, again, chosen family as well. Now, with a new moon in the fourth house, this is a time where, in the 2 weeks following the 28th, you're getting a chance to set up a new story, a new precedent as it relates to your living situation, your home and family life, or home economy. This is a great time for those of you that are maybe looking to make either a new launch or get a fresh start when it comes to an income avenue for the home or home-based business operation. For those of you who are looking to make some kind of move or investment in home or property, absolutely bang on. This is going to be presenting exactly the right ticket for you. And this is also a time where a new story may start when it comes to a relationship that you have with either a family member or somebody that you consider family in a very supportive and very mutually enhancing way. So that is what I have got for you, Aries people. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, engagement helps this channel out a lot. And if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.